All right, Brett Fry here, back again. Today I had another quick thing I wanted to talk about. It's about celebrities a little bit, and oh, sorry, I had to stretch there. But anyway, it's about celebrities and working out, a mixture between celebrities and working out. So I just seen where The Rock's getting ready to star in a movie, and when you're a young kid, how many of you guys grew up watching, the Power Rangers, wrestling, Randy Savage, the Hawk, or the Hulk? Well, the Hulk, that's one, but Hulk Hogan, all them kind of guys, celebrities. If you're into bodybuilding, Lee Priest, Ronnie Coleman, Dexter Jackson, all the bodybuilder guys. I know I remember I was big on Rambo. I loved Sylvester Stallone. And so with that being said, though, it's kind of bad because, as a young kid, well, I shouldn't say a young kid, probably when I was 13, 14-ish, I started getting into working out and everything. And, I wanted to look like, Sylvester Stallone. Everybody, girl and guy, has that body shape and figure. Like a lot of people love the way Schwarzenegger looked, and Schwarzenegger looked great, don't get me wrong, but yeah, so you kind of just grow up wanting to look like these guys. But it's kind of hard to explain because if you say anything, people be like, well, you're just jealous of them guys, but I'm not jealous of them because I wouldn't put the stuff in my body that they put in their body. Like, perfect example, The Rock. Am I jealous of him? Absolutely not. Does he look great? Absolutely, for his age. But people just look at the outside of The Rock. People don't know everything that he's putting into his body. With his age, I'm sure he's on test. I'm sure he's taken HGH. I'm sure he's taken D-bol, which is D-bol, which is a bulking agent, steroid. And then I'm sure he's took Winstrol, which they call Winnie for short, which is a cut drug. And I'm sure he's took, Anavar. I'm sure he's took everything. Now, I'm not jealous of anybody that takes steroids because, it's hard telling, what you could look like if you took them. I mean, if you work out right and eat right, definitely taking steroids, you're only going to look better. So that's kind of hard because, you see these younger kids and they look up to people like, LeBron James, The Rock, all these guys. And a lot of them give poor advice, like LeBron James lately with the cops and stuff. I mean, he just needs to stick with basketball because he don't know anything about the real world. I mean, he might have grew up in the hood of Akron, but he don't know what these cops go through on a daily basis and everything like that. Now, I'm not saying all the cops are right, because you got to have a level head. You can't just hate every truck driver. You can't hate every cop. You can't hate every construction worker. You can't hate a whole profession because of a couple bad apples, There's bad all in this world and in every profession. And if you're going to be so one-sided that you can't see that, then I don't know what to tell you. But back to The Rock, and all these other celebrities, girls and guys. I just want to tell the kids out there, if they ever watch this video, that, and I mean, I hate to say it because, my dad never told me growing up, but you want to tell people that you can never look like that naturally, but you don't want to discourage anybody. But I mean, naturally, you're never going to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. You're never going to look like The Rock. You're never going to get up on a bodybuilding stage and compete with people on steroids. I've been in this, I probably started working out when I was 14 years old, and I played sports my whole life. And that's just the reality of it. You can get big naturally. You can take creatine, your whey protein, depending on your age. You can take fish oil and stuff to help with your joints and inflammation and things. You can take turmeric, garlic. I take that stuff every day just for health reasons, your fish oil, your garlic, your turmeric, it's for inflammation, heart, CoQ10 or CoQ10. All that stuff's good for you. But here's another thing that people don't look at, like when you see The Rock. Does The Rock train hard? Absolutely. But people don't realize The Rock has his own gym. He has his own chefs. He has his own doctors. See, your average guys like me and even these bodybuilders, they have heart attacks and strokes because what they're putting in their body anymore is insane. What Schwarzenegger used to put in his body compared to what these guys put in their body nowadays, it's insane. And Schwarzenegger was huge. But these guys, what they put in their body now is insane. Their drug cycles is just nuts. But I'm just wanting to say that, you're never going to look like The Rock naturally. It's just not possible. Now, I don't want to discourage the younger generation and the younger kids, because you can look amazing naturally, but it's usually either one or the other. You can either get skinnier and ripped, or you can get bigger and muscled. Unless you're a genetic freak, it's hard to have both. That's why before bodybuilders get on stage, they cut. They have to drop weight to get their abs to come out, and they're getting rid of water, but that's a whole other subject. But I just kind of want to throw it out there because, like I said, I seen on Yahoo the other day that The Rock, was all posing and, looking buff and everything. And I'm sure everybody's like, oh my God, look at him, look at him. But like I said before, he has his own chefs, he has his own gyms. All he does is film and work out. I mean, that's all he has to do. He has all the millions there is. And if he don't like something about his body part, he can go get plastic surgery or whatever. And like I said, I'm not hating on The Rock. I'm not hating on LeBron. I'm not hating on anybody. I'm just saying the truth of the matter. And I don't want people to be like, oh man, I tried and tried and I couldn't look like The Rock, or I couldn't look like Hulk Hogan, or I couldn't look like Lee Priest, or I couldn't look like, Arnold Schwarzenegger, or I couldn't look like, whoever you're into, and, Bane. I couldn't look like Bane. I tried, so I don't want people to get discouraged, because you can look amazing naturally. You're just not going to get to that point without getting into the steroids. But, once again, The Rock, he probably has a doctor with him all the time, and he's testing his cholesterol levels and his blood pressure, because it's dangerous. And The Rock, I know for a fact, is putting a lot into his body. He's, like I said, at his age, he's definitely doing tests. I'm sure he's on HGH. And I'm sure he's probably taking Winstrol or something like that, a cut drug. So, I could be wrong on a couple of them, but I know he's taken a couple of them for sure, though, because once again, you can't get like that naturally. So I just wanted to throw that out there and just let people know that, you just can't look like that naturally. And like I said, I don't want people to get their hopes up and be like, oh man, I failed. Because as long as you're trying to be your best that you can be, and you're making gains, every couple months, that's great. If you're trying to put on muscle and you're gaining 2-3 pounds a week or whatever, or, you just got to be happy with yourself. But, and if you decided that, I've took creatine, I'm eating every 2 to 3 hours, I'm taking my whey protein, I'm doing everything by the book, and I've gotten as big as I can naturally. Then if you want to take steroids, then that's up to you. I mean, I am dead against steroids. I will never touch a steroid. I'll never touch anything like that, because it ain't worth it to me. Because, maybe if I was playing pro football or something, I still don't even know if I'd get into it, just because the side effects and the health reasons. So you get on steroids and then your blood pressure starts going up. So then you start taking Hawthorne berry pills. Then your cholesterol starts going up. So then you're probably on statins to keep your cholesterol down. And then your prostate starts messing up. So then you're on soy palmetto. And so you're taking all this other stuff to contradict for the other problems that you're having. And to me, that's just not worth it, because I don't want to be injecting myself with tests and then, taking this and then having to go to doctors all the time, getting my blood drawn to see where my cholesterol levels are at, to see how high my blood pressure is running. I could see guys that used to come into the gym, and I could see them as soon as they come into the gym, that their face would be all red because their blood pressure was up, because they just hit up steroids. They just injected themselves. And like I said, that's fine. It's their body, and I'm not going to put anybody down if they take steroids or if they don't. But, I hate these guys that go around and they're like, look at me and look at me. I take, I just take fish oil and whey protein. It's like, come on, man. Don't lie to these kids and just say you take whey protein and fish oil and creatine when you're juicing. I mean, your traps are up to your ears. You're shredded. Your chest is out to here. You're doing all this stuff. And yeah, it's not natural. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Like I said, it made me think about it when I seen The Rock the other day and he was all posing and, he's saying like, yeah, this is The Rock's workout, And I'm not saying The Rock, his workout's bad. I'm not saying he looks bad. The Rock looks great. I'm sure his workout's amazing. I'm not denying any of that. But there's a lot more that goes into it than just his workout. You're not going to do The Rock's workout. You're not even going to do The Rock's workout for 3 or 4 years and look like The Rock. I mean, that's just how it is. Now, if you do the Rock's workout for 3 or 4 years and you supplement with what he's supplementing with, which he ain't never going to tell you what he takes, because he could be like one of them guys that don't want people to know what he takes, which is fine. But I hate when people promote stuff and then they either A, don't take it, or they're just making money off of it, which really ain't helping them. And that's a lot with the supplement industry. They put these big guys on there and say, oh, well, I'm taking this, or, and they might be, but that's not what's causing them to get that big. So anyway, I just want to leave it at that. And I hope everybody had a good Memorial Day and hope everybody has a good rest of the week.